Okay, in the previous class, we were discussing about gain, transducer gain of the amplifier. Okay, so that transducer gain is denoted by the letter GT. See, this is the GT is used to denote the gain, transducer gain. So we already discussed about a definition of GT and different gain definitions we have discussed in the previous classes. So here this GT transducer gain is a very important parameter while designing the amplifier, microwave and RF amplifier. We will be considering this transducer gain. So this from the this derivation we got the expression for GT is equal to this. So this is the expression. So in this, as we can see, there are three terms are there. There are three terms G of T. So if you want to design an amplifier, this is an amplifier here. This is an amplifier. So it consists, this is an active device like a transistor. It may be BJT, FET, MOSFET. That device is here. And that device is represented by using its S parameters. S parameters are used to represent this device. So it has a S matrix at a operating frequency, and load and source and load are connected to the one. Okay, so we have to design this amplifier for a given gain. They will be providing this GT. So design a amplifier, microwave amplifier for a particular gain GT. Usually this will be provided in terms of decibels. Okay, the design an amplifier to provide a gain is equal to some 15 dB, 20 dB, like that they will be specified. So while designing the one, what we have to do, we have to consider this equation. So in this equation, as we can observe, there are three terms are there. So this first term, this is one. It is denoted by the letter GS. Okay, and it is associated, as you see, GS. So it is this term here, 1 minus tau s divided by 1 minus tau in and tau s. So here tau s means this is Zs minus Z0 divided by Zs plus Z0, this tau s. So it depends on the value of this source resistance Zs. Okay. So this Gs, that is a Gs, it depends upon the value of Zs. Okay. Or this input impedance looking towards the source. You see here, looking towards the source, what is the impedance? Whatever the impedance, that is the source impedance. Okay. Given it is Zs, it may be some value, but if you can change the value of that input impedance looking towards the source by using the impedance matching network. Okay, so like that. But anyway, it is a impedance looking towards the source. Okay, that is the TOS here related to the TOS. So the gain GS related to this the impedance looking towards the source. Okay, so now similar, so that is a GS here. So GT depends on GS. Okay, and similarly G naught, it depends upon the G naught means it is a transmission parameter of the device. This is a device, two-port device. As I said, it is represented by using its its S matrix. So S matrix S21 will be there. So that is the S21 we have to take. For a given device, active device, that is a transistor, it is a fixed value, S21. Okay, so that decides the value of G naught. Similarly, load GL. So GL means what? It is the impedance looking towards the load here. Here, okay, it is a ZL here, but we can change that ZL value based on your requirement by using impedance. So using matching device. You can connect some matching device like this here. Okay, you can see towards the load, then load value which will change. We can change the value of that ZL. Okay, by using matching network to get a required value of this GL. See, GL depends upon the TOL ZL. This is a ZL here, load impedance. Okay, so GL depends upon the load impedance ZL. Okay, or actually this ZL means it is the impedance look between these two terminal as you see towards the load. Whatever the impedance you observe between these two terminal is a ZL here. Okay, so it depends upon that value. So this overall gain of that amplifier depends on three terms: GS, G0, and GL. So all these factors, so multiplication of all these is the total gain G of t. So here, usually as we saw, it is expressed in terms of decibels. Hello, okay, are you audible? Hello, hello, is it audible?
Ma'am.
Audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, someone is speaking. Please, Karthik is speaking. Someone is speaking before that. Okay, not now. Okay, put off your mic. Okay, if you want any clarification, please ask. Okay. Okay, so this three terms are there. Usually, as we saw, it is expressed in terms of decibels. So this is GT is in decibel equal to GS in decibel plus G naught in decibel and GL in decibel. So based on the requirement of this GT, what is the gain we needed, this is actually output power divided by the input available power is correct. This is GT as we expressed here, power delivered to the load and divided by power available from the source. Actually, if you want a more gain, this factor should be more the gain what you want GT, it will be more for a given input power. GT is more means the amplifier gain is high. Okay, that is the meaning here. So based on the value of GT, whatever the needed value of GT, we can select, because GT depends on these three parameters. Okay, GS, G naught, and GL. You choose a value of GS, choose a value of G naught and GL, set a value of GT. Okay, so you should get based on your requirement, total transducer gain, what should be the value of GS, what is the value of G naught, and what is the value of GL. Okay, so and we cannot take, for example, I want here 20 dB gain. GT I needed to, I want to have a GT is equal to 20 dB. How to get that value? Okay, so to do that, what we have to do, you should choose the value of GS, G naught, and GL. But how to choose the value of GS, G naught, and GL? Okay, so this G naught actually it is a fixed for a given transistor or an active device here. G naught is fixed because it is depends upon the value of S21. So S21 is the transmission coefficient of this transmission characteristic scattering parameter of this active device. So it is fixed for a given transistor. Okay, so we take a value of this, whatever the thing, whatever the value you get for G naught, you keep here. Okay, but that may be lesser than what we needed here. We want here 20 dB, for example. Okay, it may be 12 dB. G naught, what we get from here is a 12 dB, but to 8 dB, so we need to get a total of 20 dB. Here is a 12 is available, but what we needed is a 20. 20 means remaining 8 dB so we want. So remaining 8 dB we should get from this GS and GL. Okay, at least GL must be equal to 4 dB, this must be equal to 4 dB. So then what we will get, this is 4 dB, 4 dB, 8 dB, plus this G naught is 12 dB, totally it is a 20 dB. See like that. So so this is fixed, we cannot do this any changes or any design, we can't do this. Okay, it is fixed 12 dB. But we can design this GS value and the GL value. For example, I want a GS is equal to 4 dB. How to get that value? GS is equal to 4 dB and GL is equal to 4 dB. And we know here, see here, GS is equal to here 4 dB. How to get it is equal to 4 dB? Okay. Similarly, how to get this GL equal to 4 dB? Okay. That is here what to do. How to get 4 dB? Okay, so to do that, see, as we see here, it depends upon the GS. I want a 4 dB, for example, because I need a 20 dB. Here I need a 4 dB, 4 dB, and this is 12 dB. Totally, I will be getting 20 dB here. So how to get 4 dB for this GS? So that, because it depends upon the value of TOS. TOS means it again depends upon the impedance looking this direction, looking into this direction. TOS is Zs minus Z naught divided by Zs plus Z naught. Okay. Okay, Zs minus Z naught divided by Zs plus Z naught. So as we saw in the previous classes, that TOS, Zs minus Z naught divided by Zs plus Z naught. Okay, Zs means it is the impedance looking towards the source. Now, for example, our system is 50 ohm system. That means this is a system. The system is designed using transmission, because here it is transmission line that has a 50 ohm characteristic for impedance. Okay, overall the system is designed the 50 ohm. For example, you assume like that. Okay, now if you take this Zs equal to 50 ohm, Zs equal to 50 ohm, what do you get here? TOS, Zs is 50 ohm, Z0 is a 50 ohm. So this TOS is equal to 0. Is correct. TOS is equal, that is a matched 50 ohm impedance matching circuit. 50 ohm, if you consider, so you will be see here 50. I want here GS is equal to 4 dB. Okay, TOS, for example, how to get that? I was telling about how to get that value. TOS we know it is Zs minus Z0 divided by Zs. For example, if you take Zs is equal to 50 ohm, okay, 50 ohm system, okay, then what happens? TOS is 1, sorry, TOS is 0. Okay, reflection coefficient is a 0, because there is no reflection. So what is this term? It will be GS is equal to 1, is correct. If we take this is equal to 50 ohm, for example, Zs is equal to 50 ohm, what do you get here from here? TOS, we know the expression for TOS. From that equation, TOS is equal to 0. TOS equal to 0 means this term is 0, this term 0. So this GS is equal to 1. GS is equal to 1, but in decibels, what is the value? 1 means, if you take a log of that, it is 0 dB. So GS will be 0 dB. Just why I am trusting this, it's very important while designing. You see here, GS I want a 4 dB, but if I take this Zs equal to 50 ohm, then what happens? This TOS is equal to 0. Okay, 0 means GS is equal to 1. Okay, from here, this is 0, this is 0, so 1 we will be getting. 1 means in decibels, it is equal to 0 dB here. I am getting 0 dB only. If I take this 50 ohm, like it is a matched system, assuming a 50 ohm system. If you take this 50 ohm, then we will be getting only 0 dB here. Okay, so that doesn't satisfy our requirement, gain GT requirement. Okay, so that's why what value you have to choose. Then so we cannot take this is that means it is, for example, it may be fixed 50 ohm. It is fixed to 50 ohm. Okay, if it is the case, then what happens? GS is equal to 0 dB. 0 dB means we cannot get a GT is equal to 20 dB. Okay, similarly, if ZL is equal to 50, ZL is equal to 50. Okay, then also we will be getting GL is equal to 1 here, because TOL is the 0. Okay, see, TOL means what? ZL minus Z0 divided by ZL plus Z0. If you put this value, TOL becomes 0. Okay, so 50 ohm, if it is a 50 ohm, this is also 50 ohm. Then what happens here? This GS and GL are equal to 0 dB. This is 0 dB, this is 0 dB. Then what is the maximum gain GT you can get? This is 0, this is also 0. GT is only equal to, that is 12 dB. But we want this is equal to 20 dB. Okay, but if you put here ZS to 50, here also 50, we will be getting only this value. Maximum gain what we can get is equal to S21 magnitude square, that is Z naught, 12 dB for example. Okay, so we cannot get if you put a 50 ohm here and 50 ohm. So that means if you put a 50 ohm here, that means impedance looking here, TOS. TOS means if you, this is a TOS means TOS is here. Okay, if you look towards the source, the impedance is 50 ohm here, because we set this equal to 50 ohm. So if you looking towards this is the ZS, so it is 50 ohm, so TOS becomes 0. So automatically this GS is 0. Similarly here also, if you look this direction, TOS is equal to 0 here, because ZL is 50 ohm. So again, this GL also 0, 0 dB, 0 dB. So that doesn't satisfy our requirement here. So next, what to do for that? Okay, if you want a higher gain, I want GS is equal to 4 dB. We cannot take this ZS and ZL 50 ohm here. Is correct. ZS and ZL system matching okay, but we do not get a gain equal to this whatever we needed, because the GT depends on this value. Okay, if ZS is 50, we get a GS 0 and GL also 0. That doesn't give our requirement here. So how to get this GS is equal to 4 dB? You cannot take this ZS equal to 50 dB. But what we can do, so this is not possible to change. It is fixed. For example, ZS is fixed to 50 ohm. This is also equal to 50 ohm. Okay, we cannot change this because it may be a output impedance of some previous device or network. This is a input impedance of some other network. For example, this is a 50 ohm. This is also 50 ohm fixed. If you take 50 ohm, 50 ohm, we do not get a max whatever the required gain. 4 dB I want, but 0 dB, 0 dB is coming. Okay, so what we have to do now, see, we have to insert a network here. If you want a higher value of gain here, GS and GL, if you want a GS is equal to some value other than 0 dB, similarly GL other than 0 dB, what we have to do, we should put a impedance matching network here. Okay, so it is like this. You see now here, see, this is the system. If it is a 50 ohm, if you simply use like this, this GS is 0 and GL also 0, you do not get a GT equal to whatever you need it. Okay, so that's why what we have to do, we have to insert like this matching network. This is a matching network next to the ZL, and after this ZS we should introduce a input matching network and a output matching network. See now, this is a 50 ohm here. Okay, it may be fixed, it may not be changed. For example, this is also not changed, but to get a value of GS other than 0 dB, you should take a different value of ZS, the input impedance looking this direction. See, if you take a ZS is 50, then GS is 0. But what we needed to get a different value of gain here, GS, input impedance looking this direction must be different than 50 ohm. Okay, it should not be a 50 ohm. You should be different. See here, TOS should not be 0. It should be some other value. So that means ZS must be different. Okay, so insert a, hello, 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 is it audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, okay, so here actually in the earlier what we were doing impedance matching, we were making that input impedance equal to 50 ohm. But here what we are doing, we are getting different value of input impedance here. See like this, input impedance we are changing other than 50 ohm. See here, looking into the source direction, we should get a different value of ZS that decides the gain value here. See, it should not, TOS should not be 0, it should be something. Okay, so we should have here the impedance matching network. That impedance matching network, using this impedance matching network, you should set the value of TOS. You should set the value of TOS such that this should be equal to whatever you needed. For example, I want a 4 dB. If I want a 4 dB, this TOS should not be equal to 0. TOS should not be equal to 0. If TOS is 0, what we get? It is 1. GS is equal to 1. That means in decibels it is 0 dB. Okay, but if so this TOS should not be 0. It should be something. What should be the value of this TOS to get a GS is equal to 4 dB? Are getting here? Okay, so you should get a some value of TOS. That TOS should give a GS is equal to whatever you needed. For example, at 4 dB I need a 4 dB. What should be the value of TOS? Okay, what should be the value of TOS? Again, TOS depends upon ZS. That means impedance looking this direction. So using input impedance, you change the 50 ohm. This is a 50 ohm, maybe fixed. But what you have to do, use a impedance matching network and make a input impedance looking towards the source should give a TOS such that this GS must be equal to 4 dB. So you have to choose the value of 2s. Choosing 2s means input impedance you should change other than 50 ohm. You should see what value of this ZS gives a gain equal to 4 dB. Okay, so like that we have to design here. You have to design such that TOS must, by checking that particular value of TOS, this whole term must be give a 4 dB. Like that we have to choose the input impedance here. Okay, we are changing it from 50 ohm to some other value. If you take a previously like that 50 ohm, you do not get a gain is equal to 4 dB, it is 0 dB only. That's why what we are doing, we are changing TOS. Instead of 0, it should be some value. If you take what value you have to take, that we have to decide here what value you should take to get a 4 dB. That we will see later. What value you will give a 4 dB or a 5 dB, 6 dB. If you want a 4 dB, what is the value of TOS? If you want a 5 dB, what is the value of TOS? That means based on the TOS, this GS will change. So for 4 dB, what is the value of TOS? That we will see later. Okay. But what we needed is you should change the value of TS. How to change the value of TOS? That is by using impedance matching network. You change the input impedance here. Okay. Then it will give a some value TOS that may give your particular gain. So based on what value of gain you needed, you should change the input impedance here, okay, other than 50 ohm. Okay, so like that, that's why impedance matching network is there. Here we have to connect the impedance matching network to get a required value of gain here. Similarly, this side also, okay, we should have a particular value of TOL to get a required value of GL. I want, for example, 4 dB here. To get a 4 dB here, what is the value of TOL? You should think of that. What is the value of TOL? Okay, and that TOL again depends upon the impedance looking this direction. See, TOL, it depends upon ZL means it is looking towards the load. What is it? That we are changing now by using impedance matching network. Use a impedance matching network like this and change the impedance here to the required value of ZL. Okay, by using like this. See, it is a 50 ohm, load is 50 ohm, but what we are doing, we are changing that impedance by connecting this impedance matching network. Using this impedance matching network, the impedance looking towards the load changed. It may be some value. Okay, that we are taking as a ZL now. ZL is not now Z0, it is equal to whatever the impedance between these two terminals. So you should set that value. What is the value between here to get that 4 dB gain here? Okay, so like that. So you should design this matching network, output matching network and input matching network, such that our gain must be equal to whatever you want. For example, I want a 4 dB. You, what is the, how to design this? I want this GL 4 dB. How to design this matching network? Okay, so that is the impedance matching network. We already saw, did it in the impedance matching, L matching network, and single stub matching. We were done in the previous semester, TLW. That we have to use. It is also not very big issue. So we can design that. Okay. So why matching network is there? That's why here. Okay, this and this side. Given it is a 50 ohm, 50 ohm, it is not matched, but we do not get a here gain, required gain. That's why we should use this and set the value of input impedance and output impedance, so to get a required value of this. Okay, so now see now, okay, the how to choose this? For example, I want a 4 dB. What is the value of TOS? How to choose the ZS? TOS, choosing TOS means we have to choose the ZS value, input impedance of this, input impedance between these two terminals. What should be the value of input impedance to get GS is equal to 4 dB? Similarly, what is the impedance by connecting this matching network to get a GL is equal to 4 dB? Okay, so that we have to see here. So before that, as I said in the previous class, see GS and GL, as I said, for example, GT I wanted 20 dB. This G naught we are getting 12 dB. Okay, from the transistor we are getting G naught is equal to 12 dB. So 4 dB from here, 4 dB from here we needed. Example, okay. So can we get a GS equal to 4 dB? Can we get GL equal to 4 dB? That we have to see, okay. Maximum values of this GS and GL, we cannot take any value here. See, for example, I want 100. For example, I want 100 here. This is a 12 dB. 12 dB. 100 means how much we wanted GS and GL? Huh? Remaining 88 dB we need from here and here. Can we get that? It is not possible. Okay. For example, I want 100 dB. Okay. But here only it is 12 dB. Remaining 88, 44 dB from here, 44 dB from here. It is not possible. We cannot get a 44 dB and 44 dB from here. Okay. So there is a maximum limit for this GS and GL. How much maximum we can get? GS and GL. So you can take the value of GS and GL lesser than that. Okay, maximum you can get some value. Okay, maybe 6 dB maximum. This is also 6 dB. Okay, so then what we can do? GT maximum we can get from the circuit is, for example, this is 6 dB. This is a maximum value of GL is 6 dB. Then total maximum gain what we can get from the system is 12 dB. This is 6 and 6. 24 dB of GT we can get, that's all. Maximum gain you can get from the circuit is only 24 dB. We cannot get more than that because GS maximum is fixed. Similarly, GL maximum also fixed. Okay. If you want a 20 dB, you can design because GS maximum is a 6 dB, GL maximum is a 6 dB. We total maximum gain is a 24 dB we can get from the system. But what we needed? Only 20 dB GT we needed. 20 dB means you can choose automatically. This is 12 dB. This is 4 dB lesser than 6 dB. This is a 4 dB lesser than 6 dB. So you can easily get that 20 dB here. But 30 dB also you cannot get. Here is correct. Maximum you can get is a 24 dB because GS and GL are maximum are 6 dBs. Okay. So you cannot get a greater than 24 dB from this one. So you should find out what is the GS maximum, GL maximum. For a given transistor, what is the maximum value of GS and GL you can get from the one that we have to calculate first. Okay. So that is here. You see here. GS maximum and GL maximum. It is GS is bonded between 0 and GS maximum. Similarly, 0 and L maximum. Okay. So the expression for GS maximum is okay. GS and GL maximum. Okay, so that we will see. Okay, so it is bonded by maximum values, GS maximum and GL maximum. How to get this GS maximum and GL maximum we will see. So for that we will see here. Unilateral case, maximum values of GS and GL. How to get a maximum values GS and GL. See, we're assuming the transistor is unilateral. For example, the transistor is unilateral. Sorry, again I kept it the same. S2, it is not S21, S12. S12 equal to 0. Sorry, here. Okay, do I make a correction? I made a mistake here. S12. S12 is equal to 0. That is transmission from port 2 to 1 is 0. Unilateral case, I have told in the beginning also. Unilateral means it can send a signal from port 1 to 2, not from 2 to 1. Okay, 2 to 1 means S12 must be 0. S21 take a some value. Okay, S12 is equal to 0. That is a unilateral case. So for example, unilateral case, our transistor is unilateral. Okay, it has a S12 equal to 0 dB. In such a case, expression for maximum gain, GS maximum and GL maximum. You see here, GS maximum and GL maximum. And S12 is equal to 0. In such a case, we will be see what is a GS maximum? GS is this is the equation. Tau n we calculate. Tau n is, this is the expression for tau n. Tau out is this. Tau in, if S12 is 0, S12 is 0, what do you get? It is equal to S11. Tau in is equal to S11. So it is tau in equal to S11. Tau n is S11. And tau s, here tau s is there. Okay, tau s under conjugate matched condition. Under conjugate matched condition means maximum power transfer condition. Tau in must be tau s plus conjugate. I told it in the earlier topic only. Tau in must be equal to tau s complex conjugate. Okay, so tau in you know S11. What tau s is? It should be equal to complex conjugate of this. So automatically this tau s is equal to S11 complex conjugate. So for a unilateral transistor, okay, maximum value of GS by substituting this and this here. Tau n is S11, tau s is S11 complex conjugate. This is S11 complex conjugate. We will be getting S11 magnitude square. Similarly, this tau s is here S11 magnitude square. Here is a square root, square is there. So one will be cancelling in the denominator. You will be getting 1 minus S11 magnitude square. See this, if you take only this is S11 magnitude square. 1 minus S11 magnitude square whole square is there, this in the denominator. What you will be getting here? S11 magnitude 1 minus S11 magnitude square is there. So one of this will be cancelled with this. So one more remains here because this square is for this whole. Okay, so that's why here GS maximum is this. For a unilateral transistor, unilateral case, maximum power transfer condition, GS maximum is this value and GL maximum is equal to this. Again, what we can observe from here, GS maximum and GL maximum, they depends upon the S parameters of the transistor, active device. S parameters of the active device decides the value of GS maximum and GL maximum. Okay, so our transistor, we are designing an amplifier, it is a unilateral case. Okay, in that case, you should see first what is the GS maximum and what is the GL maximum. Those you can get by using this equation. Take this equation and calculate. Take this equation and calculate. You will be getting the value of GS maximum and the GL maximum. Okay, so our requirement should not exceed this value. Whatever you are designing here, as I said here, so in this design, this, so you calculate this. What is the GS maximum? We will 1 by 1 minus S11 magnitude square. This is GL maximum is 1 divided by 1 minus S22 magnitude square. Okay, you calculate those. So whatever you GT should not exceed the total what we get from here. Okay, so you should calculate GS maximum and GL maximum, and your requirement should not exceed that one. So like that you can calculate. So again, this GS maximum and GL maximum depends upon the value of S parameters of this network, two port network, S11 and S22. Okay, so you can choose the value of GS maximum and GL. So that's why you see here is an example I have given how to design an amplifier. Okay, for a unilateral case. See this, for example, see I have given a reason how to choose the gain, GS maximum and GL maximum. Okay, I already told this in the previous one, but again, see, after 8 days gap, you might have not coming in track of what I am teaching in the next one. So that's why I'm stressing again now. So design a high gain amplifier for a power gain of 15 dB at the frequency of 3 gigahertz. Okay, if the selected bipolar transistor has the following S parameters. So this is a problem. What is they are asking? We have to design an amplifier with a 15 dB gain at a 3 gigahertz. Okay, they have given a transistor. It has a S matrix like this. Okay, at a operating frequency 3 gigahertz. So what we can see from here, S matrix, it is a unilateral. It's a unilateral design because S12 is 0. See here, this is a S12. This is S11. S11, S12, This is S21, this is S22. So S11 is 0, S12 is 0. So it is a unilateral case. See, this is S12 is a 0. Unilateral case. Okay. So in the unilateral case, they are asking us to design for 15 dB of gain maximum. So you should now just decide what is the value of GS and GL. Okay, and to do that, G naught you have to calculate. G naught maximum, it can be calculated by using this. Okay, so here I have made a calculation here. What is G naught? S21 magnitude square, that is 16. G naught in dB is 10 log of this. Okay, that is 12 dB. You will be getting 12 dB. Do this, you will be getting 12 dB. So I get a 12 dB here. Okay, but they are asking us to design for 15 dB. So remaining 3 dB must from year and year. This should give a gain of 3 dB, some value, and this must be some. Totally we should get a 15 dB here. So what is the value of GS and what is the value of GL? You should choose. Okay. For that, what you have to do, you should see first what is the maximum value of this and what is the maximum value of this. Okay, so and it is a unilateral case, GS maximum and GL maximum, you can calculate using this equation. See here, GS maximum and GL maximum. GS maximum we can get is only 1.96. 1.96 means 2.9 dB. 2.92 dB you can get maximum. Okay, this maximum what you can get 2.9 dB. Similarly, GL maximum you can get is this 1.3 dB. 1.3 dB you can get. So you cannot take this GL greater than 1.3 and you cannot take this greater than 2.9 dB. So I want a 15 dB. Already you are getting here 12 dB. So what we can do, GL and GS you should choose. What should be the value of GL? Can we take it 2 dB? We cannot take GL 2 dB because maximum we can get is 1.3. So you can take it as a 1 dB only. Okay. So 13 plus 1 means, sorry, 12 plus 1 is 13 dB. Remaining 2 dB you can take from GS because GS you can get is a 2.92 dB. So you take a 2 dB here. So you need a GS should be 2 dB. This should be 1 dB because they do not want a gain greater than this. They want only 15 dB. Design requires only 15 dB. You cannot take it 2.92. If you take 2.92, what is the gain? And this is 1.3, that is 2 plus 3.4 point something plus this is 16, more than 16 dB. They do not want a 16 dB gain, they want only 15 dB. So you cannot take this to 2.9 just to take a 2 dB. It is lesser than whatever the maximum. 2 dB, 1 dB, 12 dB, so totally 15 dB gain. So like that. So maximum GS you can take 2 dB. Okay, I am taking GS 2 dB, GL 1 dB. That's all. Okay, so that is a selection of GS and GL. Okay. Okay, so now next, okay, we got now how to choose the value of GS and GL. Okay, that we got get a value of we have to find out for a unilateral case. Example, you get a value of GS maximum and GL maximum, and you can change. You can get a take a value of GS and GL based on your requirement GT. Okay, that we got now. So next, what to do? Okay, so here, okay, GL 1 dB I want, GS is 2 dB. Then how to get that 1 dB and 2 dB? Okay, that is the one. So that is from impedance matching network. Okay, so we should I want only here 2 dB I want. Okay, I want a 2 dB. If you want a 2 dB, what is the value of TOS? How to choose the value? 2 dB means what is the value of TOS? Similarly, I need a GL equal to 1 dB. 1 dB means what is the value of ZL? Okay, so looking to so now you should use a impedance matching network here, impedance matching network. Okay, so TOS must be selected such that it should give a gain is equal to 2 dB. Okay, that means selecting the TOS means selecting ZS input impedance looking towards the source. Looking towards the source, what must be the value of this ZS? Okay, that ZS you should choose. That ZS gives a particular value of 2s, that gives a 2 dB here. So how to choose the value of ZS here? What is the ZS value to get a 2 dB gain? Okay, similarly here also. So then how to choose it? Value of ZS, uh, give a 2 dB gain. It should give a 1 dB gain. What is the input impedance looking into this direction? What is the ZL value here? Looking towards the load, what should be the value of ZL? That gives 1 dB here. Similarly, what is the value of ZS? That gives a 2 dB here. Okay, so actually that you can find using the Smith chart. You already studied a Smith chart. Okay, ZY Smith chart and ordinary Smith chart. We know how to use that the impedance chart, ZY chart and impedance chart. We know how it is. Okay, what is it has a 4 circles. Okay, that we studied in the previous semester, ZY Smith chart. Okay, so that has a impedance chart, admittance chart. Okay, their reactance is there, susceptance circles are there, resistance circles are there, conductance circles are there. Okay, so you can make use of that Smith chart to find the value of here ZS, ZS to give a 2 dB here. See, actually, what we can see, we will see it in the next class. ZS, not a single value of ZS. There are many value of ZS are there. All those values of ZS, all those impedances. There are many values of ZS. That means ZS means it is an impedance. There are many combinations of impedances are there. All those impedances gives a 2 dB. Okay, it is not a single value actually. There are multiple values of multiple combinations of ZS. It's a complex number. ZS is a complex number. Okay, complex number means it has a real term and the imaginary term. ZS is a complex. 2s is complex. Similarly, 2s depends upon the ZS, it is a complex number. So there is a combination of real and imaginary. So real and imaginary combination means there are many combinations of real and imaginary are there. All those values will give the gain is equal to 2 dB. Are you getting? Okay, ZS and real and imaginary, there are many combinations, uh, uh, but finally the magnitude of GS remains is equal to 2 dB. Okay, actually, if you trace that over the Smith chart, if you trace that all those impedances which give a GS is equal to some constant value, for example, 2 dB, there are many values of ZS. Okay, all those values lies on a particular circle. There is a circle in the over the Smith chart. If you take any value within the like a VSWR circle, you know how to draw VSWR circle, is correct, in the earlier. Similarly, one circle will be over the Smith chart. If you take any impedance over that circle, all those impedances gives a GS is equal to some 2 dB. So like a circles will be there over the Smith chart. Those circles will give a particular value of GS 2 dB. For to get a gain is equal to 2 dB, there is a one circle used to be there in the Smith chart. You take any value over that circle, that gives the 2 dB. Similarly, 1 dB. 1 dB means one circle we can have over the Smith chart. If you take any value, any impedance over that circle, that gives the 1 dB. Like there are, you can draw the circles over the Smith chart, and you can take any value over that Smith chart, that gives the gain, required value of gain. That is, they are called as constant gain circles. Constant gain circles. Okay, so like that. Okay, we will see that in the next classes. Okay, so there are choose the value of tOS. We have to select the impedance. Actually, there is a combination of impedance is there. All those impedance values ZS give a GS is equal to 2 dB only. There are many values of ZS. Okay, all those values give a ZS is equal to. Similarly, 1 dB, that also there are many. Oh, actually, all those lies in a particular circles over the Smith chart. So each value of gain, for example, GS is equal to 2 dB. There is a circle like this over the Smith chart. If you take any value over the circle, that impedance gives a GS is equal to 2 dB. So like that, you can choose a ZS is equal to any value over that circle. Similarly, 1 dB I want, there is a circle on the Smith chart. If you take any value over that circle, that gives the 1 dB. So like that, they are called as constant gain circles. Okay, so we can draw constant gain circles in the over the on the Smith chart. So on that circle, if you take any value, that impedance gives a constant value of gain. Okay, so like that. Similarly, here also they are called as a constant output. They are called constant input circles. This is output gain circles, input gain circle, and this is output gain circles. Constant 2 dB you want, you have you can choose a impedance. So okay, in the next class we will see how to choose the values of GS, and as I said, there is a many combinations of GS value. All those combinations will give a GS is equal to some constant value like a 2 dB, 1 dB, 3 dB. 1 dB you want, there is a circle in the Smith chart. You take any impedance value over that circle, that gives the 1 dB gain. Okay, so like that. So that we will see how to select, how to draw the circle, that we will see in the next class. Okay, so that is a amplifier design. In choosing amplifier design. Okay, so it is not like a easy thing, because a lot of things we should consider while designing the amplifier. Even it looks like very simple, but it is a simple only, but we should understand it properly, and you should remember these things what we are discussing. Okay, and you can go through this um, okay, video wherever you want. Okay, before coming to the next class, so you go through this. Okay, so this is about this gain. Okay, how to choose the gain of a transducer based on why we need a input matching network and output matching network. I told here. Okay, without this, the gain is equal to only maximum value whatever you get from here. So maximum value you will be getting only equal to this. But to if you want a more gain, what we have to do, you should in different values of GS and GL we have to choose. That's why we are using impedance matching network here and here. Okay, so that we about your class RF class. Hello, uh, hello, are you audible? Hello, are you audible? Hello.
Well, ma'am.
Ah, okay. See, for the laboratory, I have given a problem. See, for a coupler, branch line coupler, you have to design a branch line coupler. I think Prince sir already discussed about this in the class also. Huh? This branch line coupler discussed or not? Hmm? Branch line coupler. See, in the branch line coupler, we have to design this branch. It has four branches. See, like this, I have given in the PPT here. Okay, so it is a device, passive device here, passive four-port passive device. And this four-port passive device is represented by using a scattering matrix like this. This is a scattering matrix of four-port device. So it is mainly used for power division purpose. So many times, like in antennas, arrays, antenna array, there are many antennas used to be there. So if a single source is there, if a single source is there, But if there are two antennas are there, then what to do? We have to divide the power. Half of the power must be go to one antenna, remaining half must be go to another antenna. Okay, in such a case what we have to do? One source only. So we will be connecting a source here. If you connect a source here, what happens in this device is half the power goes to port 2 and remaining half goes to port 3. So you can connect output of this to one antenna, output of this to other antenna. So like that's the purpose of your power divider. Okay, wherever you need a division of power, because single source we cannot go for multiple sources. Figure two antennas are there, we need a two sources. Two sources means cost is high. So usually what people used to do, single source will be there, but power we are dividing. Single source is there, divide the power into half of like this. This is going to one antenna, this is going to another antenna. So like that power division purpose we are using this device. Okay, so here in this what you have to do. So this properties you have to check whether it is a power will be dividing or not. In the laboratory what we have to do, send a signal from here. You should see whether it is divided equally or not. That you have to choose here. So usually, as I said, 1 volt will be connected here, 1 volts. So what do we get here? Power is half, not the voltage. Okay, power half the power means it is a zero point 0.5 minus 3 dB. See, like I have shown the calculation also here. Okay, voltage is 1 by root 2 times 0.7, 1 by root 2 times input voltage. If you connect a 1 volt here, what is the output voltage you are getting? 0.707 times input. Similarly, 0.707 times here. But in terms of power, we are measuring a power. Power means 3 dB minus 3 dB. Input power is 1 watt. 1 watt means 0 dB. Okay, so minus 3 dB minus 3 dB you should get from here and here. So that's why I have given here. Okay, so this experiment I have stated everything in the PPT here. See, only thing what the mistake in the yesterday lab, Monday lab student did is, I told them to design for 1 gigahertz. You see, you should design it for 1 gigahertz. Okay, 1 gigahertz I have given specification here. See, in this design specification here I have given example. Design branch line coupler for f naught equal to 1 gigahertz, 3.12 epsilon, h is 0.8, tan delta is this, and z naught equal to this. So this specification you should use to design the branch line coupler. Okay, so here is a design how to design this using this specification that I have given here. You see here, this is the one. What are the parameters you should get here? Length of this. Okay, another, both are, there are actually 4 transmission lines are there like this. This is a one transmission line, this is another transmission line. Okay, like this, there are 4, 1 2 3 4. Okay, length of the transmission lines is equal to lambda g by 4. That you should calculate from this equation. Okay, and width W1 and W2. See, this W1 and W2 you should use a online calculator, microstrip line calculator. That as I already told, microstrip line calculator, you give in Google microstrip line calculator. There EM talk the site will be open. You use that microstrip line calculator to get the value of W1 and W2. See, width of this is greater than width of this line. W1 is this, W2 is. Why it is greater? Because characteristic impedance you should take Z0 by root 2. Z0 is 50 ohm. This line should have a characteristic impedance of 50 ohm. This line should have a characteristic impedance of Z0 by root 2. That is actually 35.35. It is the characteristic impedance of this line. See, this line is 35.35. So it is width is greater than this because it is 50 ohm line. This is 35.35 ohm. Automatically this width is greater than this width. So you should get what is the width of this and what is the width of this using that calculator. Okay, microstrip line calculator. You pass all the parameter, epsilon r, frequency, and characteristic impedance. You will be getting this W1 and W. For this, if you want a width of this, you should pass 50 ohm. If you want if you want width of this W2, you should put a characteristic impedance equal to 35.35. Okay, then you will be getting width of this and width of this. Okay, that design you have to come for the laboratory. You should do W2 and W1. Okay, get the values of this, and those values you should use in designing this, constructing this. Length of all this is equal to lambda g by 4. Actually this length also you have to use this equation. See, this equation is there. Instead of using the, you can use, but if those are difficult to do the calculation and all, you can use in the online calculator, as I said, microstrip line calculator, electrical length. The one more thing it will ask in the calculator. You give it as 90 degree. You provide that as a 90 degree, then length will be coming. That length is in mm. That is a lambda g by 4. Electrical length 90 degree means it is a lambda g by 4. Electrical length 90 degree means actual length in distance is lambda g by 4. You can get it also from the calculator. So all these parameters you can get from the this calculator. Take a online calculator, microstrip line calculator, pass this z naught and other parameters, and set a electrical length equal to 90 degree. You will be getting length lambda g by 4 from the calculator, and also you will be getting W1. Similarly for this also, length you take same for both. Length of this, do not take length of this is a actually different if you put a 35 point something, but it will take the same value for both. Okay, so that is a design actually it should come for the laboratory. And I have written here how to draw that. See here, coordinates I have given. You set the coordinates, you will be getting the structure like this you should do. And these are the plots you're supposed to get in the laboratory. Okay, okay, that you do in the next class. Okay, Mallikarjun embassy sir is waiting. Okay, we will see in the laboratory next. Okay, all of you there? Hello, is it audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. We will see. I will make a video also for that instruction branch. But for tomorrow's, if not possible, you go what I said today. Okay. Uh, Tomorrow laboratory class.